Fort LaBosse Career Fair at the Tundra Place in Verdon. And we've got students from Fort LaBosse School Division coming in and many, many exhibitors. And it's kind of a mostly miserable day out there, but we'll just see how things are going. Hi, I'm with the Verdon Empire Advance and I'm doing a little video of all the stuff you're doing. Primary care, paramedic.
Yep.
Appreciate everything you do. So you need recruits.
Absolutely. We're looking to fill up our class that is going to be starting in August.
Okay, here in Verdon?
No, we do the class out of Brandon.
The class is out of Brandon. Is it at Assiniboine? Do they call it Assiniboine Community College anymore?
They just call it Assiniboine College now. But,
Assiniboine College.
We have our own facility. It's on the east side of Brandon.
Okay. Oh, okay, on the east side.
Yep.
And here's a dismembered arm.
Just one of our training props that we use for training the paramedics.
Well, I'm often the guinea pig for training blood techs, and they learn well. So we appreciate knowing how to do this. So it's primary care paramedic program, and it's going to start in August in Brandon.
We also have an emergency medical responder program as well, and it's going to be starting in October.
October. Okay. Who have we got here?
Also, you can get into commercial or
Canadian Plains Energy Services. As in oil industry?
Yeah.
Everyone should have kept their oil rights years ago.
That's right. That's right.
So you're looking for all kinds of people to sign up to work for you?
Yeah.
I'm doing a video for the Verdon Empire Advance.
Oh, okay.
So,
all sorts of positions. Administrative, pipeline, welders, maintenance.
start that again. Say it again so that I catch it on blind.
Administrative, safety, welders, pipeline, maintenance, crew foreman, laborers, all sorts of positions.
And are they able to learn on the job?
Yes.
Learn on the job.
On-the-job training.
On the job training. And that's, for many, that's a critical thing because they don't have the finances to go off to a college and take training.
Yeah.
And I suspect in many ways what you do might be different than the academics they learn. So on the job is always good.
Apprentice programs.
Okay. And I'll just, Canadian Plains, based out of?
Verdon, Regina, Carlisle, Regina.
Yeah. Doesn't go all the way to Alberta.
Yeah. Everywhere.
Okay. Sutton Realty. Okay.
My grandson's came over.
Yes, no, I believe it was your husband that had reached out to me in
Okay.
regards to a property in town.
Yes.
I'm almost done chewing.
So what does it take to become a real estate agent?
So to become a real estate agent, there are 4 courses that you need to take. So your first 3 are, you take the course and you write an exam. The 4th is a day course, and that's offered with the Manitoba Real Estate Association. So you go in and you go in for that course, and after that you are licensed. Once you are licensed, though, you can take additional courses or certifications, depending on what your wants are.
And is there a particular characteristic of a person, a natural bent?
We always say that realtors, you have to have it to make it. To define it, though, is hard. I would say you certainly need to have interpersonal skills, communication skills, and you need to be outgoing. Certainly, yeah.
Sales, you can train sales, but
And see, to me though, I personally do not feel that I'm in sales. I am helping my clients. I'm aiding my clients in reaching their goals. That's what I do.
Okay.
So I mean, I want to sell a house. That's how I make my money. However, I mean, ultimately it's the client's decision what they want to do.
It's the right fit. It's the right fit. Okay, thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome.
Oh, hello, Susan Hale. Sorry, I said Susan Hales. Sorry.
That's okay. That's no problem.
One of the few I recognize from high school days.
Yes, yes.
So, you have your summer students lined up yet?
No, we haven't. We are still looking for students and volunteers
And volunteers.
during the summer for whatever. So
Okay.
yeah, no problem. So
Yeah, there's the address of the museum.
yes.
What are the hours in the summertime?
Right now we're thinking it's going to be Tuesday through Saturday,
Okay.
9 until 6.
Okay, so fairly long
Yeah.
hours.
Like if someone is on the weekend and want to come, they can just phone the museum phone number, and the board members will
Okay.
set up time.
You have a fairly large volunteer board. Are you able to?
We've got 9.
Well, that's substantial. That's substantial. I'm just seeing the history books.
Yeah, I just brought them out to show the kids like they can use these to do research and everything. So this is the original, and then the review is the second one, and then the great anecdotes is the third. And do you remember Mrs. C.P.M. Francis?
Vaguely, yes.
The 2 little books in front are books that
Oh,
she wrote.
okay.
The grey one is when she lived in Wales.
Okay.
And the brown gold one is when she lived in the Sandhills.
Okay, well, I remember when she lived in the Sandhills.
Yeah, yeah.
There's also a history book that's municipal as
Yes,
well.
but there's no extra ones of that available.
Oh, really?
It's quite large.
Yes, we have a
Yes.
copy.
Yes.
How does you have extra copies of the Verdon story, the
Yes.
original?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
Yeah.
I need to
We've
get
got
that.
all of them. Just give me a shout anytime.
Okay. I don't have a vehicle when I'm in town on Thursdays.
Oh, you mean you're walking in the rain?
Well, today I've got a vehicle, but you're here, not there. Thank you, Susan.
Take care.
And where is your school based out of?
We are in Brandon,
You are in-
Assiniboine College.
Oh, you're at Assiniboine College.
Yes, we're the
Okay.
Peter School of Business. So this is our business department.
Okay. Spin the wheel and see
Yeah.
which course is going to be paid for. Maybe not.
That's a good one. Do you want to spin it and see if you get a...
See if I think I'm past learning anything.
We'll ask you a question based on a category that you get.
Marketing.
Marketing. Let's see how good your knowledge is in marketing.
It better be decent.
It better be decent.
This one you can ask the logo. I think she might find it the best.
Okay, sure. Let's do that. It was... Try to identify as many logos as you can.
Ooh.
Yeah?
Bank BMO.
Yeah.
It looks just like Wi-Fi. Winnipeg Bombers.
Yeah.
Rexall or Pharmacy.
Yeah.
I don't know which one. Is shopping. Canadian Tire. Telecom. Jets. Jets. Manitoba something. Under Armour.
Yeah.
You guys got here. You guys just got here or what?
Oh, that's. I know Prudential.
I'll give you a hint. It's chocolate. This one's chocolate.
That's chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still dumb. Oh,
That's okay. You got more than half.
in the newspaper business, I should do better than that. Ask me a question about how to sell, maybe I'd have to be okay.
Oh.
Logos are so important.
They are.
Logos are so important because it can look good on a computer screen, but it has to look good when you drive by on the road.
Exactly. You're right. Yeah. They have to be good so they can be engraved right here.
Obviously, I'm a sports fan.
Yeah.
Okay, you are the two that we're looking for in the Neepawa Banner and Press, the Verdun Empire Advance, Rivers Banner, print media. Which media do you work mostly in?
We do media and communications at ACC, which is working on film and radio, and we also do web and interactive development.
Okay. We have 3 staff at our office in Neepawa that have all been through communications at Assiniboine College. So one of them has a career that spans about, it's getting close to 30 years, and he's been a lot in radio, and he's our best writer, because if you can write for radio, you can write for anything. Anyway, how long is the course?
2-year program.
2-year program, and you learn editing and good stuff like that?
In media, yes, you do.
In media.
Video editing, film, radio, audio, all that.
Have you had any summer experience yet? You're in your first year, your second year?
We are not in the media program ourselves, we're in web development. But I do know that the media students do a lot of volunteer with WCB and stuff like that, so they do get a lot of experience.
Okay.
As well.
Okay, so it's web development.
Yep.
Make it simple, okay? Make it simple. Appreciate that.
They have to talk to a couple different places, and then they can put this in the draw to win something. Plus, like a lot.
Robertson, that's out of Winnipeg, right?
That is right.
Okay. Road was good coming out?
It was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, lovely conditions. I grew up in Steinbach, so I love driving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Especially that north-south Steinbach, pretty simple.
Well, anytime I can go through the rolling hills on the way here, my grandparents used to live out this way.
You like that?
I love it, yeah.
Anyway, so Robertson College is standalone.
Yeah.
It's not part of whatever they call it now, Red River or
Right,
or
yeah,
Cinema.
no, not connected, not directly. We do have some partnerships occasionally with other schools, but we mostly stand on our own.
Okay.
Business, tech, community service, and healthcare programs.
The college is it's been around for a lot of years.
Yes.
So are you a graduate?
No, I'm an admissions advisor with the college.
Okay, admissions advisor.
Yeah,
Okay.
my job is to know about every program and help students figure out what they want
Which
to do.
one?
Exactly.
Yeah, that is a challenge now.
Yeah.
And I think being able to move and be flexible. What kind of entry jobs do students get when they've left Robertson?
So many, and it depends on what field they're coming out of. Right now, one of our most popular programs is Early Childhood Educator.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Level 1. It's a micro course they can take in a couple weeks, and then they have a Level 2 diploma. So getting right into daycare, childcare, those jobs are in such high demand.
Yes.
Healthcare aid as well.
Yep.
We have those running all year round, and always are able to, find a lot of success. Lots of hospitals and places need them.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just a couple of them.
Okay. Verdun skills training. Yeah, Nancy Joe.
Yes. We sat and chatted the other day about training possibilities in town.
Yeah.
And we can work with you to help anyone looking for employment or training.
Okay.
Just ask that they stop at Verdun Employment.
Yeah, it's easy to find, and there's parking there, so.
There's some parking some days on the street.
Oh, okay. I was maybe there late in the day. I was there late in the day.
So, but we have a draw going on. This draw is drawn at 12 noon for the students only.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, the general public can enter for a draw for cups and USBs and pens. But the Keurig portion is for the students.
Oh, yeah.
So, something when they move out.
Yes. So when you're there, she doesn't have to lock the door, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So
I'm the friendly face in the lobby.
Oh, you're the friend. Well, she's pretty friendly in the side room. I mean, I didn't find that. So this is Verdon Skills and Training.
Which also is Verdon Employment Skills
Skills.
Center.
Hello, you must be Mike.
Hi, Mike. And Mike is from Industry Training and Employment Services in Brandon.
Okay.
Who helps fund us. So,
Okay. Well, we need that funding to make sure things have an egg. I'll let you get settled.
Okay.
Association of Parents and Professionals for Literacy Education. This is computer literacy we're talking, or is it?
It's both. We do computer, but we mostly do GED preparation, mature student diploma preparation in classes. We do computer on the side, general upgrading, and we do English as a second language as well.
Okay, so and you're based out of?
We're in town here in Verdon.
Oh, you're right in Verdon.
Yes,
okay.
we are. Yeah, right across from Myers, Norris, and Penny.
And a lot of people know where MNP is.
That's right. We're behind Chicken Chef. That's another one we say.
Behind Chicken Chef. I can find Chicken Chef.
Right? Yes.
Just about everybody can find Chicken Chef. You're right near the quilt shop.
The which shop?
The quilt shop.
Oh, down the block. Yeah. That's right.
So you have a lot of resources laid out on the table.
This is just a few of what we have. We have quite a bit at the office, but I couldn't bring all of them. But yeah.
Okay.
We got lots. We do a lot of individualized teaching as well. So if you need some kind of specialized class for a job that you have, like small engine repair or just different upgrading for your jobs, you bring your own resources, and we have a teacher that can help the student as well with that. So, and we cater to the individual.
Okay, so it's very much a one-on-one.
A lot of it is. Mostly our English classes, like English as a second language, those are group classes.
Yeah.
Those are in the evenings. But yeah, otherwise it's kind of you have an appointment time of the day and you get your hour or two with the teachers.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, that's a lot of resources there. A lot of resources.
There definitely is.
Yeah. Tourist River watershed. How's the flood prognosis here? Like
Low right now, but
those of us who have gray hair can remember it can look like this now, and a week later changes. So it tourist drains into Assiniboine. Okay.
eventually gets to Lake Winnipeg.
Oh, eventually, yes. Winds around a lot.
Yeah, that's right.
How many staff do you have at?
Six.
Six?
6 full-time and then usually 1 or 2 seasonal.
Okay. And tree planting part of the tree program?
You're starts in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
As soon as it warms up a little.
What was that?
As soon as it warms up a little.
Yeah. Well, we're waiting for that. Okay. No, this is so you get summer employees. So
yeah, we've hired one so far.
Okay.
Maybe a second person. We're not sure yet.
Yeah. Do you use the student employment program for that?
Both federal and provincial.
Federal and provincial. Thank you. People don't realize how important geography and watersheds play into our lives. So we're removed from it. Thank you.
It's a little bit of what we do. Hi there.
Hi. Just doing a little, we'll see how the sound comes out in a building like this, but for Verdon Empire Advance.
Okay.
So are you based out of Verdon, or are you?
Yep, we have an office here, office in Brandon, office in Winnipeg, so we're mostly Western Canadian company, but We had family roots here. Family started the survey business in Verdon. So I'm from Verdon. My last name's Heeman. So
Oh, never mind. Enough said. We won't ask which one.
yeah, there's too many.
Too many. Yeah, my roots are south of Verdon, so.
Yeah. So Tundra Oil and Gas keeps us busy, but we also do work for. There's potash in the north taking off a little bit, so we do a little bit of work for them. And anybody residential surveying is measuring property boundaries. So we do work in town, out of town, wherever someone needs measurements done outdoors.
This is okay. Land surveying, mapping, GIS, forestry, environmental construction and integrity, 3D scanning. UAV stands for
unmanned aerial vehicle. So
unmanned aerial vehicle. Okay.
Drone like that. There's a bigger one behind us.
Oh yeah.
So they have really expensive cameras or lasers or LiDAR systems. So again, they do the measurements for us.
Okay.
So this is part of our collection of tools that we use to perform different measurements or different surveys.
All right.
Yeah, you betcha.
Looks like a complex.
That's another laser, yep. That's another measuring tool, so it measures the distance, and actually as you turn it, it's measuring an angle. From one position to the next, it'll measure another angle. So that's another tool that can help us measure. If we're trying to measure your yard, is your fence on your property or is it on your neighbor's? And you call us. And we can settle the dispute.
Okay, whether we like it or not.
Yeah,
so,
you might not
but
like it or
with the oil industry, that would, and mining, that's your primary.
So if a farmer needs to subdivide a piece of property for a lease, we'll go out there and leave the sticks behind of where they get to use, for sure.
So basically we do everything. We design our network, so we have engineers and such that do that for us. Then we have project managers that get organize it for us, and then we have people that build it, put it in the ground. And then we have sales and marketing people that sell it. We have finance people that make sure we pay our bills and that people pay their bills to us. So a whole bunch of everything in there. And then in this sheet here, these are the different jobs that you can get. And then these are the different programs that you would go to school to get into everything. And it's everything from, like I said, engineering design to GIS, like these guys, mechanics, sales, marketing, finance, business development, all sorts of different stuff in there. So if you take that with you, then when your teacher asks what you learned, then you can say something. Of course they're paying attention the whole time.
This is the fiber.
Oh, here we thought it was a whip to whip you guys into
that's
shape.
when kids take too much. But each one of these, you only need one of these to go into your house, I believe. So theoretically, you could do about 70 houses with this, something like this. But usually you keep a couple available for backups. That's where the light goes through, and that's what takes your signal through for your internet. I've got those 3 left, and I'm keeping one because I need it for me.
You'll have to go somewhere else to get a pen.
Yeah, there you go.
The Armed Forces has a lot.
There you go.
He told me I could have one.
I'll go trade it, yes. Go ahead. Have a good day, guys. Yeah.
How far afield does RF now go?
How far are we?
Yeah, like.
So we're as far east, kind of Stonewall area.
Okay.
Then we go down, cut through kind of across by Portage. We're down to Turtle Mountains in there, Lake Medagosh area. We're as far west, just about we're like Fort Frobisher area, southern Saskatchewan, and then we're just starting to do a bunch of work. Like by Cowicess and such in Saskatchewan on the north side of things.
Okay.
But we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep moving across Saskatchewan. Hopefully, within a year or two, then we're going to be on the other side of Saskatchewan and hitting all the rural towns.
Yeah. Connectivity is a tremendously important part of every industry. Like every kind of industry. So.
Absolutely. And that's what. The big thing with us is that all the small towns and all the farms and everything like that in Manitoba, Saskatchewan that have never had reliable access. That's what we're trying to do. So that's our focus. the other companies, they can have the cities, and we're trying to take care of everybody in the rural areas.
Your original base was out of Verdon here?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, we still operate out of Verdon.
Okay, this is what I misremembered. So.
Yeah, we still operate out of Verdon, and we've got just over 200, just under 200 people. We're going to break 200 people this year for the first time. So there's lots of opportunities coming.
A lot of staff.
Lots of staff, yeah.
Okay. And have you been staff for very long? No? That's why you're letting him do the talking? Learn. Just listen and learn.
That's right.
It takes...
Are we up to 3 weeks? 2 or 3 weeks only? Yeah.
3 weeks? Yeah, well, how many years have you been with?
I've only been here for 2 years with RF now. So, but we're in HR. I was HR employee number 1.
Okay.
And we had 82 people 2 years ago when I started, and yeah, we're hopefully gonna get about 220 this year.
That's a very special position, HR.
Yeah, that's what they tell me.
We have friends at High Life Pork Industry in Nipawak that are in HR.
Yeah,
it's a whole different world.
It's a different ball game.
Unless you're a small business like Verdon Empire Advance and you've got some writers and a staff person in the office, and then the boss can say, come into the office, I have something to deal with, and you deal with it today. But in HR, it's a whole other
that's the
ball
joy
of
that we
wax.
get every day.
You get it. Wow. That you've really grown. So job opportunity for somebody. There's every kind of job.
We do everything. We design our own network. We build our own network. We sell it. We provide customer service. Lots of positions in the shop and in the construction field. So
okay, and you're still in training. What position are you training into?
I'm the human resources assistant. Sorry, human resources assistant.
You're a human resources assistant. So learn from him. It sounds like he knows what he's doing. Co-op. Okay. There's co-op, agro, but which co-op is in Verdon here?
So Valley View Co-op is what you're thinking of.
Okay, there it is. Valley View.
We are a division of Co-op. We do the Benz and Auger side. So we look after Valley View as well as Twin Valley customers.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Benz and Augers, that's our deal.
Pretty soon they'll be going out with stuff.
Yes, yep,
to the
it's
field.
coming. The season's coming.
Season's coming. So how long? What was your training to be working in this area?
I don't know. I didn't have much experience with bends and augers specifically. It was more when I started. It was to do more of the admin side.
Okay.
So website and marketing and stuff like that. And then as time went on, the more I learned, the more I did.
Okay. So did you take training at a college for some of this, or was it on the job?
No, on the job.
On the job.
Mainly on the job.
Yeah. I don't want to take away from the training facilities like Robertson and others, Assiniboine, but on the job seems to be a very critical thing these days, and being able to, and you find out whether you like it or not.
That's right. Yeah, and because our yard is very dynamic, the places that have specific training, like say to be an agronomist or to be something like a designated training path, I guess would be the word to say. There's definitely a place for that. Our line of work is more for those who like the switch, because every day looks different. It's a different task every day. It changes with the season. So the tasks in the spring will be very, very different than in the fall. And yeah, it's very dynamic, always learning something new, and it's very fast paced.
Are you based out of Verdon then?
Our home base is Minneota.
Minneota. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
we
that's
have
just up the road.
Yeah, we have a vineyard in Verdon, like the Valley View card lock.
Okay.
It houses lots of our bins and augers there, and yeah, so it's a great opportunity for students to become exposed to different varieties of the agriculture business.
And I'm going to ask a weather-based question because what is it, April 22nd today?
Yes, I think it is 22nd.
Left early enough that I forgot. How were the roads coming down from Minneota? North of there, it was.
So far, it's still rain. As I got into Verdun, it looked like it was trying to be more snow, but on my way here, it was still water.
The 511 was saying snow north.
Yeah. So as long as it doesn't freeze, we're okay.
Yes.
We can deal with water.
We can deal with water. That's right. Anyway, where are you from? Like that you ended up with a
Verdun.
Verdun.
Yeah.
Okay. So hopefully you can recruit some.
Thank
Do you get some? Do you have summer students in this?
We do. We have. Well, we don't have any at the moment.
No,
They're
but
from, yes.
so you're looking for summer. I'll get out of the road because I'm not looking for a job.
We'll put you to work real quick.
You'd
But
be
yes,
surprised at what I do know.
We are looking for summer students. So
Okay.
yeah, that's our goal.
All right. This is a relatively new building that Oak Lake has built. Drive by it every week. From the Verdun Empire Advancing, we drive by your facility in Oak Lake every week. It is an amazing new facility that you have there. How many children do you have at the Oak Lake Care Center?
Right now, we are licensed for 50 spaces.
50 spaces.
Yeah.
Do you have staff?
We do have staff. We are fully staffed for our 50 spaces right now.
And are you full?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, so you've got a waiting list
We
now.
do have a waiting list. We are hoping to open more spaces come this summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I was talking to, I can't remember which college, they have a 2-week short course for people wanting to get into early childhood.
Yeah.
So that's excellent. So what kind of hours is the Oak Lake Care Center open?
We are open 7:30 to 5:30.
Okay. That is, I admire your new facility. Like I say, we drive by it every week. It's at the east end of Oak Lake.
Yes.
Easy access off of Highway number 1, but well off the beaten path. It's an excellent facility. You have a lot.
Proud of it, yeah.
Was that a municipal
Yes,
endeavor?
it was a grant through the federal government and the RM of Sifton.
And the RM of Sifton.
Yeah.
Okay. 50 children. Like, wow.
Yes.
That's a. How young do you take them?
12 weeks. 12 weeks to 12 years. Yep. So in the new center, Oak Lake Care Center 2, we can have from 12 weeks up to grade 1. And then the old center, OLCC 1, we have school age and nursery school programming in it. So
Wow.
yeah, altogether there's over 100 childcare spaces in Oak Lake now once we're fully licensed. Yeah. Yeah.
Like you drive through Oak Lake and you don't think there's much there, but obviously there is.
There is, yes.
And
there's a
like
great
don't judge by the number of houses.
That's right. We serve lots of surrounding communities as well for childcare. So
Now, where do the people who are using your child care?
first bus back to high school, or believe it.
They're really marshaling these children along. Like they got to move through this. Where do the people work that are making use of your facility?
Some work in the town of Oak Lake.
Okay.
Some work in Verdun. Some work in Brandon. We've had families from Souris come, from Kenton. So yeah, there's lots of surrounding communities that
Wow.
access our center. So.
That's very impressive. A lot to be
And we
thankful
have
for.
lots of parents that work in the center with
Okay.
us now. So
Okay. So that's
it's
wow.
provided a lot of new job opportunities for members in our community.
That's absolutely amazing. And I see you've got some nice for the maybe a little bit older kids.
Yes. Yeah, they can play a game of tic-tac-toe, see if they can beat us.
Do you let them win or do you make them learn how to lose?
Depends on my mood. No.
I've walked by their store many times. Are you getting something put in your hair?
Yeah, I have tinsel.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, you sparkle.
Yeah, thank you.
It would look kind of strange in my haircut. So this is one of the local businesses. And then we're busy on the phone rebooking an appointment because we're here today. Are you supposed to be on that bus that's
You
leaving?
guys were on the first bus for BCI, you're leaving, so 11s and 12s, not grade 9s.
Okay. So you have to do as you're told. So this is a local business. Do you have, oh,
That's for sure.
do you have an entry-level job? Some of them can wash hair or...
We have an apprentice right now.
Okay.
So yeah, she does all that stuff, and she also is doing hair too.
She is,
So, yeah.
okay, but she'll have taken training at...
Yes, she went to school in Brandon.
Went to school in Brandon. So they basically have to have some preliminary training before they come and work for you.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. So that's Sheer Expressions, and I walked by it. It's near the lights. One of the hardest jobs around for the young and the strong. Take care of your body.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh, so are you based out of?
Well, we're based out of Brandon. I actually used to work in Vernon, so when I started my career in Vernon, and I worked here for 9 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I just recently moved to Brandon, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the RHA the way it is, you have to cover a huge area.
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially with we're facing staffing issues like every healthcare department in Manitoba, right? So.
Yep.
With the units we cover a pretty large area.
Yeah.
We're pretty much all the way to the U.S. border and as far north as Winnipeg-Osis. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, the expectations are very high.
Yeah.
For your work.
No, that's why we're here, trying to find the next generation. Hopefully, fill
and
some more positions.
I know of people who've done your job for years and they're now into their 50s and they're doing other healthcare work because it's emotionally demanding, but also physically demanding.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So.
Yeah, gotta take care of your body. That's for sure.
And the emotional side of it, we can't always. You don't know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
So, our thoughts are with you.
Thank you.
So that's paramedics, and the training is at.
Well, we have 2 schools in Brandon right now. So we have the MESC. So they are a fire and paramedic program, and we also have Elite, which is just a straight paramedic program.
Oh, so it's a straight paramedic. Okay.
Yeah.
Brandon City Police. Look like the young recruits here. Like, can't have had. Oh, cadet. Okay, yeah, you are. So you're just trying to encourage people to come in, just behind you. So where did you take your training?
For cadets, we did our training with the Brandon Police.
Okay.
So there's some officers who did some in-classroom training. We did use of force, and then at the end of our training, there was an exam that we did that we passed, and then after that, for cadets, we did 2 months of in-field training as well, and then here we are now.
Here you are now.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Brandon Police Service.
Yes.
What's the area Brandon Police Service covers? I mean,
Just the city, yeah.
Just the city?
City limits, yes.
City limits.
Yeah, our population of about 55,000 or so. Yeah.
We won't get into any of the challenges. It's an very important service. So Brandon Police Service, another job opportunity without going to the large city, and could probably commute from home to work for Brandon City Police. How long is the course?
Our recruit officer position that we're recruiting for right now, it's 6 months of training.
Okay.
And then a probationary period after that of about another 6 months, and then you work your way through your years. And as a first class officer, they'd be making $113, and it's all paid training. So that's a bonus. And if there's any experienced officers out there that will see this, we are offering a $12,500 signing bonus for experienced officers as well.
That sounds, to my old brain, sounds significant.
beneficial for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't have any training, so I don't think I'd be much use. I don't think I want to be trying to take anybody down. Provincial 911 emergency communications. So you're with emergency communications?
Yes. Yes, Brandon Public Safety Communications Center.
Okay, and it's based out of Brandon then for this Westman area?
It's actually for all of Manitoba outside of the city of Winnipeg.
Oh, okay.
So City of Winnipeg has their own 911 center, and we do everything else for the
Oh,
service
okay,
areas.
that is a huge
It's a big area.
geographic.
Yes.
Wow. GPS obviously has helped. One of the challenges for someone a little older phoning in what they consider is, I see you've got emergency or not, all the different categories.
Yeah, that's just a little game that we have that we can ask some questions of the people that come to our booth.
Because I know you can get calls that are human interest. I mean, they're not an emergency.
Yeah,
may look like an emergency. But for someone who is local and they know where the place is, but to try and explain it to someone in Brandon so that they can find it, like fire at the Verdun Golf Course. How do you handle that? Because the person doesn't know the address.
Right. Yeah. So the way it works is that if you're calling from your cell phone, it's going to plot on it's going to come up on our screen here, your approximate location. We don't always trust the location 100%. We always ask questions to determine the exact location. So if you called into us and it would show us approximately your longitude and latitude, but we would ask you exactly where you are. If you said you're at the Verdun Golf Course, we do know where the Verdun Golf Course is. And it would plot on our map over on that screen over there anyway. It would plot us in Verdun. And in the general vicinity of the golf course, and then from there, we're going to ask you questions about what's going on. So it's a fire, it's a medical incident, an accident, or something like that, and then we determine what agencies need to respond to that. Right. So a medical call, we're going to take the information. We're actually going to transfer you over to MTCC, is the organization. They're in the Brandon Hospital, and they're the ones that dispatch out the ambulances for the
Oh, okay. So that signal off your phone is a key now.
Yes.
I think probably, how long has that been in place? Like, I think of calls that I personally have made where I couldn't tell you the address in a particular community. And I like the ping on I don't think there was a ping on the map back then. Like, how long has that been?
It was about the mid 2000s. The phase is called Phase 2 location spill came out. But because originally it just used to be the caller's number that would show up for us, right? And then introduction of cell phones and became more mainstream, and then it was called Phase 2, where it would actually give us a longitude and latitude of the location. And so that longitude and latitude, again, there is a error of there is some uncertainty with that location because it's a general approximate. So we still ask the questions to determine the exact crossroad or general area.
It's amazing how we don't notice if we're on road 74 west or 35 north. Like, as a general population, we don't pay attention to those.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah, that's one big thing that if you know your location, then you're going to get help quicker potentially because you're going to know exactly where you are, right? But even just Like you said, the golf course. If you told us you're in Verdon Golf Course, we know where that is.
Yeah.
We can look that up where that is. If you're on the number one highway and you don't know exactly where you are on the number one highway, we can see, generally speaking, where you are, but we're still going to ask you those questions like, do you see any mile markers, or do you see any crossroads, or if you're near the halfway tree to Winnipeg or something like that. If you give us that, we know where that is because we have all those general locations logged in our system.
Because I know even phoning in for CAA, you can know exactly where you are, and they're using GPS off your phone, but it's showing up a street a block over.
Right.
And they're having trouble finding you, and like, we're right around the corner. Just
Yeah.
keep coming. It's the car with two old people waiting for help.
You betcha. And that's where we are going to ask some of those additional questions on top of the location that we get for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, the fact that we have it is tremendous. So, and you operate out of Brandon.
Out of Brandon, yes.
How many years in this position have you been?
In this particular position, I've been in here 7 years. Prior to that, I've been with the city of Brandon for 15 years before that, so I've been involved with this for quite a while, but not in this position.
Wow, that's a huge service. So, thank you, Mike.
Thanks.
Appreciate that. Brandon EMS.
It's not a band. No. Hello.
Manitoba First Nations Police Service. Appreciate you very much.
Thank you for having us.
No, that is excellent. So, where do you operate out of?
Right now, we're out of Portage La Prairie right now.
Okay.
We are looking to move to Brandon as of October.
Okay.
We have our new headquarters setting up there in Brandon
Okay.
as of October. So, but we do all our police recruit training out of Portage, just outside of Portage La Prairie in Southport.
Okay.
That's 6 months of police training. It's all paid for by our service.
Okay.
They get a living allowance of $1,500 bi-weekly.
Oh, wow.
And there's accommodations there for them as well.
Well, that really helps a family wanting to get into this, but you've still got to have your children in school and groceries on the table. Like that is a huge assistance for a family, because that's often the case when you're furthering your education, is that cost of living on top of it. So that's
so it's all paid for by our service, and they get that living allowance as well. And then we do have a class that's just starting up in May. May 5th is our class of 25. And we have another class we're looking to fill for October as well.
Okay.
So back training.
So are you trainers?
No. Recruitment.
Just recruitment.
Yeah, crime prevention.
Crime prevention.
So I work in the communities and with our members, just in different aspects. I've run some youth programs, so it's just that connection in the communities that we do police.
So there's south of here, and I can't say the proper names for them.
Yes, we police that community. Birdtail Sioux, we police Wayway Capital.
Yeah.
Long Plain, First Nation, Swan Lake.
Do you go north on number 50 highway and north on 10?
Not so much north on 10, because that'll take you to Rolling River.
Yeah.
We do not police there, but we do police in Sandy Bay, Long Plain, and also Roseau River.
Yeah.
And we're moving up north. Our newest communities have been Opaskwayak Cree Nation by the Paw, and Broken Head, which is the South Beach hotel and casino up there. And we are moving up to Fisher River as well, which is why we have so many recruits, because we need the manpower to
Yes.
run.
Yeah, it's the province of Manitoba.
Yeah.
Really it is.
Yep.
So how many officers do you have now?
Currently, we probably have about 70, because we just had a class graduate last Thursday of 16. So that brings our numbers up about in our 70s probably.
When you look at the geographic area, 70 doesn't cover very much ground.
But we're also hiring support staff, so this is more administrative positions
okay.
to build up our capacity to further the police officers. So
Okay.
just we're running like a headquarters. So we
Okay.
got a lot of staff that have recently also been hired.
Okay. And I would think you go out to the band offices and to the if there's and for some there's schools. Is there still schools on the locations?
Yeah, we do lots of like we're joined as a couple of after school programs with the
Oh, okay.
Yeah, run 2 after school programs with the youth.
Yeah.
As well as school presentations when requested.
Okay.
So whether that be on drugs, bullying, a number of different things. So, yeah.
Okay.
We're involved.
Well, really appreciate the work that you do. I can't imagine. It's beyond my comprehension. So we are at Prairie Life Dental. Dr. Joe Thiessen is the dentist, and you are his
Jess, a dental receptionist.
dental receptionist. So you make the appointments for people and let people know. Would you like to be on a wait list?
Yeah, in charge of the schedule.
Yeah, charge of scheduling, and you've got a whole bunch of tools here. But you don't use these tools, someone else does.
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, you're the one who talks to people and expects them to answer
Yes.
when their
with
mouth's
full.
Okay.
Yeah.
We hate you.
I know.
And what does this fellow here do? He is
This is Dwayne.
Dwayne?
Yeah. Dwayne the Croc.
Okay.
Open.
And we use this with kids sometimes, or take it to do like little teaching with the kids, so they get to hold it or play with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you, if you use some of these tools, you took some training somewhere.
I did, yeah. So I went to Red River College.
Okay.
And I did the dental assisting program there. And so then I've worked doing that since for about 9 years, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how long is the training that you take at Red River?
Yeah, usually it's a 2-year program. Sometimes you can do it condensed in a year, which is what I did. So usually 1 to 2 years, depending where you
Okay.
go.
Okay. And is there a shortage of dentists in Westman, in the area?
I would say there's a shortage rurally. Brandon and like bigger cities like Brandon and Winnipeg usually are more saturated. But for the rural communities, there's definitely a shortage.
There definitely is a shortage. And you'll find scheduling then is a challenge.
Some days, definitely.
Holiday season, parents getting their children in so they don't have to miss school.
Yeah, the summer's always busy.
Summer's very busy, so you don't take holidays in the summertime.
Not all of us at once.
Not all of you at once. Okay. Well, is there an entry level for someone who's interested in this and is not sure whether it's is there a?
Yeah, you could get some sort of job usually in a dental office depending on what's open, but sometimes the administrators don't have post-secondary education. And then as well as like a sterilization tech sometimes wouldn't, or a phase 1 assistant, so somebody who's non-licensed, but you can work chairside with the dentist, you just can't do anything intraorally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just they stay out of people's mouths, but
Yeah.
they can do other things.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is an entry level there, and they can find out whether that might be an area they would like to pursue.
Yeah, they can also do shadowing as well.
Okay, so there is job shadowing.
Many offices will do job shadowing if you ask.
Okay.
And you can spend a day or two and see what it's like.
Okay. That sounds like a really good opportunity for someone. Union built?
We're the United Brotherhood of Carpenters, Local 343.
Okay, and you operate out of?
So we're in Manitoba, the entirety of Manitoba.
Oh, the entirety of Manitoba.
Yep. So we do industrial, commercial, and institutional type work.
So predominantly, it's going to be larger construction builds.
Oh, okay.
So we're talking infrastructure. Right now, we're in Nipawa building the hospital.
Okay, we're familiar with that.
Yeah, we're in Portage la Prairie building the hospital. The 18th Street Bridge in Brandon is a recent project we've completed. We're also in Brandon right now working on a housing project for Manitoba Housing. We're in Rivers, Manitoba.
Okay.
And we're always looking for people in Western Manitoba to join us as scaffolders, carpenters, and millwrights in our industrial, commercial, and institutional sector of construction.
What kind of training are you looking at for people in this industry? I know you can take courses at college and stuff on carpentry, and we hear about Red Seal carpenters. What do they need to be able to do in order to come and work for you?
Yeah,
for
so
your company.
for
your
us,
local?
you need to be 17 years of age. You don't necessarily need to have your GED or have graduated. So 17 years of age is the minimum, and you have to be able-bodied. In our line of work, there was a lot of lifting, a lot of pulling, a lot of grabbing. There's a lot of manual labor. And so the training itself is mostly done on the job site. So the experience that's gained, the knowledge that you acquire, that'll come from working as a crew on a job site. The technical training comes in after working 1,800-hour intervals, and so then you apply to take your technical training. There is a variety of places in the province. There's the Assiniboine College, College of the North, and there's a few institutions in Winnipeg that offer this training. And so it's tiered training. You'll take your technical training for each of your levels, level 1 through 4. Once you've completed your level 4 technical training, you'll be in a position to write your interprovincial exam. By completing this interprovincial exam and scoring 70% or higher, you'll receive your Red Seal certification.
Okay, so the Red Seal is available through this training.
You've got it.
Okay, because I'm slightly familiar with the steel workers.
So very similar, yes. Now we represent scaffolders, carpenters, and millwrights.
Okay.
And we go through the same system in Apprenticeship Manitoba as other Red Seal trades.
Okay, right. Well, that's and you personally are based out of?
We're based out of Winnipeg, so our office is in Winnipeg.
Okay.
Yeah, and I myself, as a Red Seal carpenter, have gone through all of the motions. So when we are looking to recruit new apprentices, I can provide insight. I can provide some testimonials as to how it went for me and how I was able to benefit from being in a Red Seal trade here in Manitoba.
And not everyone is academically inclined. There'll be academics involved in this at a higher level, but a lot of it is being able to be, as you say, physically able and willing to learn, and you've got to have some math skills in there.
Yes, and for us in our world, it's basic trigonometry. And so as you progress through your technical training, when you consider building stairs, when you consider any sort of right angle to make sure things are plumb and square and true, that will necessitate the basic knowledge of right angle triangles. So trigonometry is something that we learn a lot about, we use on a day-to-day basis, but it doesn't necessarily get more complicated than that. And so you're utilizing equations, very simple math equations, that would have been introduced to you, through school, your secondary schooling. And that's basically as complicated as it gets. Is you might have some measurements to do and some, you might have to figure out some volume for concrete and things of that nature, but it doesn't get more complicated than that.
How many members belong to the union in Manitoba?
In Manitoba, we've got just over 700 members.
700, okay. When I think of the number of projects you mentioned, that's a lot of projects.
Absolutely.
To spread those people out.
Yes,
through.
and it ebbs and flows. I mean, we've been a union group since 1887.
Okay.
And so, there were some times where we had double that amount of members. And again, right now we're in a really good place where we know we've got a lot of work coming up in our sector, and we foresee growth within our union, and we're looking for that next generation of builders.
Yes. Well, I know it's we want it built to last and safely. I see all the safety.
That's exactly it. That's
all
one
the,
thing we promote. Safety is priority
tying
number one.
in and steel-toed boots, helmets, and tied in on all those.
Yeah, and a big part of the training is effectively the safety training, to make sure that the hazards that you will be faced with on a job site, to make sure that you're equipped with tools, to deal with those hazards, to either avoid them entirely or to work around them.
Yeah. Keystone Wealth Management. You must be in an interesting position these days with the uncertainty in the markets.
You've been paying attention.
I don't have any money to invest, but
We have had more phone calls in the last 3 weeks than we had in the 3 years leading up to it. So.
yeah, it's a challenging time. So you operate out of Verdon?
Yep.
Right, Verdon? Okay.
We bought the old Scotia building. So just moved
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's fairly recent acquisition.
We just moved into that April 1.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I'm here with the Empire Advance, the newspaper,
I've seen the name.
And, no, so yeah, farm succession planning will be a large part of your business?
We are breaking more and more into that all the time.
Yes. The boomers are backing out and...
As the generations change, and it's farming, but it's also other industries, but
Yes.
farming just because of where we are,
yeah.
it's becoming a real thing. It's a problem.
Yeah.
So
And as you say, the last little while, we're all holding our breath.
tariffs on, tariffs off, trade wars, market volatility.
We won't go into that's far enough.
Yeah, we leave politics out of it.
Yeah, I find that difficult to do, but we will.
We talk about it all day, so we're forced to.
Most of the people coming through today are just turning 18. It might be their
they don't
first.
even understand it.
You'd be surprised. Fort LaBosse School Division, one of the divisions that maintained its geography with all the amalgamations a few years ago and maintained their name, a historic name. What is your work in the division?
I work at the division office and I'm in accounts payable.
Oh.
And I'm also a stay in school coordinator.
A stay-in-school coordinator. That's an interesting combination.
Yeah, I used to have a different role and then we had some people retire and things kind of got put together.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do at the...
I do the payroll for the school division.
Oh,
So,
I understand how complicated that is. I have a friend who used to do that. And
I'm at school and home support worker, so I work with families and then I also work with some of the younger years. So
Okay.
K to 4s.
now, you're here. What is your role here at a job fair, at a career day?
Just to pique some kids' interest, to let them know that a school division doesn't just employ teachers. There's custodians, support staff, EA, and then the division office, and then counselors, speech therapists, bus drivers.
Yeah, it's a lot more. They go into the classroom and they think that's it. They don't recognize.
Which is what they see in school.
Which is what they see in school, but yeah, it's a lot more complicated. It's a fairly large school division. What are your perimeters? What are your towns on the outlying areas that you take in?
Oak Lake.
Oak Lake?
And Reston.
Reston.
And Elkhorn.
Elkhorn.
Cola, Plainview, Boundary. Those are kind of all the...
Okay, Cola. And how many high schools are in the division?
So just like solely a high school is VCI, so just one. And then other schools that have high school students, so they're typically like a K to 12 would be Reston and Elkhorn. And some of our our Plainview Colony Boundary Lane.
Okay.
Those colonies would also
You do have Hutterite colonies within.
Boundary Lane and Plainview.
Okay, so you have. But VCI Verdon Collegiate Institute will be the main one. But
Right, and Reston and Elkhorn.
and Reston and Elkhorn. Okay, I didn't realize. At one time it went up north to. Not Melita, as far as Melita, I don't think. But anyway.
Melita is Southwest Horizon.
Southwest Horizon. Okay. Oh, are you apprentices?
Yes.
In the high school apprentice program? Where are you an apprentice?
I work at my family farm.
Okay.
Doing heavy duty mechanics.
Heavy duty mechanics.
Yep.
Your father's trying to keep you out of trouble.
Yeah.
Or your grandfather or someone.
Trying to.
And where are you an apprentice?
At Terminals, automotive mechanic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you in grade 11, grade 12? 11.
Yeah.
And are you planning on going away for some further training to college?
I haven't really decided yet.
Haven't decided?
No,
Haven't
probably
decided.
college and that, yeah.
You know, you're doing heavy duty mechanics on the farm.
Yeah.
Are you grain farm?
Grain farm. I am cattle. We got about
Mixed.
30 cattle.
Oh,
And mostly do custom harvest and seeding.
okay. And the business you're working for, is it family business or no? Are you you're learning lots?
Yeah, learn lots.
Are there quite a few students in the apprenticeship program?
Not at our school.
No.
I don't know. I think lots of other schools have lots, but our school there's only
Okay,
us and
you're out of VCI?
No, Reston.
Oh, out of Reston. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's a smaller high school.
Yeah.
A little bit smaller. Okay. Well, I'm glad they recruited you too. That's good.
Yeah.
It's okay to smile too. You know, you can be, even Cole Perfetti's starting to smile. And you guys, by doing the apprenticeship program, have already scored big time. Okay, that is a very, very important program that you're in. So, encourage your friends to try it.
Yeah.
Town of Verdon, Verdon Employment Services, full-time summer program,
Can't get it all the way over here.
full-time permanent. Hi. How's the town of Verdon going? Are you going to get you got all your summer students lined up?
And not quite all of them. We still need a few more.
Okay. Is this your?
It's our spinning wheel.
Oh, that's for students. Never mind. I won't. I'm way beyond student. So you have summer students that you have.
Yeah.
In what areas are the summer students working?
So at the pool, we have lifeguards.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the green team, we hire for helping to cut the grass and paint curbs and just general cleanup of the town.
Okay. What's your position with the town?
I'm the office HR manager.
HR. Wonderful job. What was your training to do HR?
I learned on the go.
Learned on the job.
Mhm.
Human resources. Have you
Yeah.
taken extra? Do you take courses?
We take courses through work, yes.
Take courses
Yeah.
through work.
Yeah, through the municipal association.
Association of Manitoba Municipalities.
Yeah.
So do you go to the municipal meetings, the big, they have them annually, or do you have special meetings for your department?
I don't have to go to the big meetings, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many staff are at the town of Verdon?
Typically, we're between 36 to 40.
Wow.
And then by the time summer hits, we're up around the 70.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big number.
Mm-hmm.
You have a big job
Mm-hmm.
come July. Vermilion,
Yeah, Vermilion, Leidman,
You've traveled a little further than some, maybe.
Well, I actually am from Verdon originally.
Okay.
And then live in Regina area, so didn't have too far to come today.
Okay. How were the roads? Gotta ask.
Well, I just came in from just south of town, so they were good.
Okay.
Well, raining, but otherwise it was lucky for me.
Okay. When you say, well, I'm on camera, never mind. Get personal. So, what are the students going to learn at Lakeland College?
So we have over 9 faculties with 50 plus programs in areas of agriculture, business, environmental sciences, energy, health and wellness, human services, interior design, trades, and university transfer. So
Okay.
a little bit of everything, and hands-on learning is what we specialize in. So not sitting in class all day every day. They certainly have some of that, but get to apply what they're learning for those future careers right in the college program still.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Do you get a high uptake from Manitoba at Vermilion?
Yeah,
at
we
Lakeland?
do. I don't know what the percentage is, but like for this area, we have about 5 applications from students currently attending.
Yeah.
And then, so the agriculture would be a big draw. Sports teams, rodeo teams that would draw students out our way as well. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, excellent. No, so if you're watching this video, and you weren't able to get to the career fair. So that's Vermilion and Lloydminster, lakelandcollege.ca. Can look it up, and got lots of courses, and sounds like a good place. Housing in these two locations. What's the housing like?
So we have residents. So once you're accepted to a program, you'll get the application for residents. So,
Okay, so housing
there's
is
dorms.
available.
Yes, exactly. Dorms, townhouses. You can bring your horse on campus if you want as well. So that's more so just the Vermilion campus because we have the space for it. But yeah, it's nice.
Well,
up from class.
Horses and Verdun kind of
Go hand in hand.
they're
yes.
pretty tight. Pretty tight.
You bet.
So you've got a very large booth to look after by.
No, I'm just this table.
Just this?
Yeah, I'm with the School of Ag and Environment.
School and Environment? Okay.
Yeah, Ag and Environment at Assiniboine. Yeah, and it's kind of all different.
Yeah,
different schools.
there's a lot of different programs.
Yeah.
Well, that's not my granddaughter, but that's she
What
could have
program
been.
did she take?
The ag,
Ag Biz?
ag biz. She's working for Heritage Co-op
Oh, nice.
out in the fields having a ball.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, it's a great program.
So, how many students are in the? I mean, this is all pretty much agriculture on this.
No, just this.
Oh,
just this table.
Just this table is agriculture. Okay,
Yeah.
early learning and.
Yeah, right.
How many students in the ag area?
We generally, in all of our programs in the Russ Edwards School, it's around 300
Okay.
students.
There's 1 year and 2 year program?
For agribusiness is a 2-year program.
Okay.
And then we have advanced degrees. So if you already have a diploma, we have an agriculture advanced. We have a GIS, so Geographic Information Systems, and we also have a digital agriculture, which is digital agriculture technology, which is a 2-year after degree or after diploma.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we have 13 programs total in the school right now. Everything from agribusiness, land and water, to civil technicians, so building roads, bridges, those kinds of things. Working with. We have a brand new program, mechatronics, which is really cool.
Okay.
We have Lionel's around, people cool to talk to. It's a brand new program, first in Manitoba. Culinary arts.
Oh yeah, like I was taking video of all the catalogs, all the programming. So.
We got lots going on.
So how long have you been with it?
How long have I been in Assiniboine? I started in 2021. So
okay,
4 years.
not that long.
4 years, yeah.
Because I was trying to remember what your I kind of
I was with Manitoba Agriculture and then switched over to the college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I coordinate all of our programming for industry. So I do all the extension programming.
Okay.
So I'm just here because it's the second week before classes are done and instructors are pushing students through their last assignments and course material and all that. So
that's why they're not here.
That's why they're not here, and I'm helping out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to see you're in this career. You're well qualified for it.
Thank you.
You have
I enjoy it.
a good background.
Yeah.
An excellent background. University, you got Faculty of Education. Don't say anybody. Is there somebody here from music?
No, not today. We do have someone from the Faculty of Fine Arts.
Okay. Fine. Oh, that's why such wonderful renditions here. Oh, this is the leadership debate.
Could be, yeah.
Could be.
To go where no man has gone before.
Yeah, I see. That's very
You wouldn't be related to Rob, would you?
Oh, yes.
No doubt. He's a fine,
good memories
upstanding
or
citizen. Yes, don't worry. I'm not gonna break your camera.
Can't go anywhere in West, man.
Yeah, without.
Or
you need to change your name. You need to change your name tag.
No. He unfortunately he takes after me.
So what is your relation?
I'm his mother.
You're his mother. I thought you looked. You resemble.
Yeah, he resembles me.
That's right.
He resembles me. Oh.
So he's moved to
Kelwood, Manitoba.
Kelwood for good. Hey, did he
Yeah.
build? Did he finish building something? Still working on it.
We won't go there. It's on camera. So, well, I'll talk to you later. So, so
You're taping all of this?
Yes, I'm doing video for Verdant Empire Advance, and if it's editable, we'll put it on NAC TV at Nipawin. So I mean, community college or Brandon University is important to the whole. Well, Manitoba in general. If I was going to send a student somewhere, I'd go Brandon University over the others.
Great.
So, fine arts?
We have visual art here, yes.
Visual art. I didn't realize that. I'm very familiar with the music program.
That's right. Well, we're only 20 years old as a program.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we work with the traditional arts. It's turned into, we're the old-timey, stuff, and everything's, the world's gone digital, but there's still a great value to work
Pencil to paper, still,
paint,
yeah.
Clay.
We've got Weiming Zhao.
That's right.
If you're in Western Manitoba and don't know who Weiming Zhao is, you've been sleeping under a rock.
Yes.
No.
And he's probably painted your house.
Not ours, but a lot of things in the town of. Yeah, he's
painted a lot of Brandon.
A lot of Brandon, Westman. So.
Because the way they fill it out, if they fill out.
So what is Rob? Rob is running. Oh, sorry.
No, there's the.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Okay, you're with the education department. Did you train as a teacher?
I did not. No, I've worked as an office assistant my whole career.
Oh, okay. Okay, and so recruitment going well for education?
It is. It's up a bit from last year.
Okay.
This is only my second year with the university, so.
Okay.
And I work in the office, and so part of it is doing some career fairs, getting out and meeting some future students. And
I'm surprised there's this blank in the students being here.
yeah, I was thinking there'd be a few more, but I wonder if the weather has stopped, because it is looking not very nice out again. So.
Yeah, west of here. It's a lot worse.
Okay.
It's a lot worse.
Well, and I didn't know whether other schools in the division would be busing their students.
Yeah,
in
like
today.
we came over from Nipawin
Oh,
because
okay.
we actually live there. Our staff is in the area, but we don't live here. So how long is does it take to get an education degree now?
Well, there's a couple of different options. You can do the integrated program, which is a Bachelor of Liberal Arts and a Bachelor of Education that you're doing at the same time. So the concurrent program will take 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You do one education course term for year 1 to 4, and year 5 is completely education courses, and the rest of your courses you're taking your Bachelor of Liberal Arts.
Okay.
The other option you can either do a 3-year or 4-year undergrad degree, and you can do Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Phys Ed Studies, or Bachelor of Music, and then do the 3 or 4 year and then come into the 2-year after degree. So that would be a 5 or 6 year degree. If you've taken 5 years degree, you would be eligible for a Class 5 teaching certificate. If you've taken 6 years, you'd be eligible for a Class 6 teaching certificate.
Okay.
So both programs you're going to do practicums or field placements.
And if you come to the Brandon University, is there housing available easily for students from the outlying areas?
Yep, there's definitely residents that students can live there. I know a lot of people rent apartments close to the university. There's lots of students that live just off campus, but they're still within walking distance. But there's a lot that do live on campus and are residents. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So Brandon University is definitely a good option, especially if you live in Westman. But
with the other thing with the Brandon University is lots of our students, when they do their practicums, they'll go back to local communities and rural communities. My understanding is in Winnipeg, you actually do practicums within the city of Winnipeg. So we do have a few students that do go to Winnipeg to do their practicums, but majority practicums are outside of Winnipeg. So we have students up to Thompson, Churchill, down to the border, Melita, Boise. So from left to right of the province. So we have students going everywhere. We do have quite a few that do stay within Brandon and do the teaching practicums there. But lots of students that are coming in to get an education to go back to their local communities are coming through our
Okay.
faculty. So.
What for the job that you do at the university? What's your background?
For education, I just have high school, but I've worked over 25 years in office admin.
Oh,
and so I'm the office assistant. I work with students coming into the program. I help if a future student is wondering if they're going to meet requirements. I'll work with them to see where they're at. I do the applications for students coming into the programs. And then I'll do registration once they're in the programs, approve the courses that they take, and then I go right through and when they've applied to graduate, then I will go through and make sure they've taken the courses that are required.
Okay. And how many students at the first year entrance, or how many students enter the program?
It'll vary between the two programs. I think coming in for the fall, there's about 80 in integrated, and there's probably 70 or so have applied right now for after degree. So it is still open for deadline for application. They can still apply to the university.
Okay.
So.
And how many graduates do you expect this year?
This year, between the integrated and the after degree, what was I at? 80.
Okay.
That doesn't include my numbers, or the numbers for PAN, because I didn't have them at the time.
Yeah.
We also have a joint program with the Faculty of Music. So there's students for there, and I don't have those numbers offhand either. So.
Okay, because I know the Faculty of Music is a very well recognized one over a large area.
Yeah, and we have students that do their full undergrad degree in music and then come to the after degree. But we also have students that they will do their first year music, and then if they're looking at teaching, they'll do the concurrent program with the JDME, the Joint Music and Education. So, yeah,
Okay.
so there's lots of different options.
A lot of options there if you want to be in the field of education. So thank you very much.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
that, Karen.
No problem. Have a great day.
You're all backing off, and you see a camera and you run. Well, that's no good. What does Westland Insurance do?
We sell insurance, so there's property insurance, homeowners, farm, commercial. We do auto insurance,
Okay,
travel
MPI as
insurance,
well.
Okay. Basically any kind of insurance.
And you operate out of?
Downtown Verdon, 322 7th Avenue. So.
Okay, probably walked by your place a few times.
Yes, yeah, we have a large office, so.
And I know people who run insurance agencies. To enter into a job in your office, what kind of requirements does someone have when they come and they want to say, I'm looking for a job, do you have any openings?
Yeah, and actually just a grade 12 education, and we offer all of the specific insurance education through our work. So education is paid for. There's levels. It's called the Canadian Accredited Insurance Broker. So it's CABE, it's referred to, and there's 4 levels of that will get you what you need to work in the insurance industry. So you can just take one and get to work, or you can continue on and take all 4, and then you can get high enough up to manage branches. And
because even for Manitoba, the public insurance for vehicles,
yes,
is
there's
complex.
Specific training. Yeah, there's specific training for that as well. So yes.
Because I know it's difficult to find people who are capable of applying themselves to learn that.
Oh yes, absolutely.
It is a challenge. How many people work in Westland
We
Insurance?
have 12 in our office right now. I think about 12 in our specific office. I mean, Westland is a huge corporation, so
Okay,
right across
so
Canada.
it's
so.
okay. It's a interprovincial.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but in our specific office, there's about 12, and then we also have a financial services division, which does investments.
Investments. So it is
so
a large. I'll have to stop in at the office.
It is. It's a
sometime.
big office. Yes, it is.
Okay,
So
you'll have to stop in it.
Yeah, but there is a lot to learn, so it certainly does take a commitment. You're not just
Because having spoken to other people who have agencies, getting someone trained to a level
it's not
of competence.
You're right.
And that's I'm only thinking with MPI.
Yes. Oh, there's a lot to know with MPI, and every situation can be so unique with MPI. So
Yeah.
you're not not everybody's just walking in to insure their new car. It's like they've rebuilt something, or they've got or they were going to haul stuff to the U.S. or they're going to haul things to the wherever, Alaska or.
and as you say though, if someone's interested, what kind of skills are you looking for? Numerical skills, computer skills?
Both. You need both of those for certain. The thing about insurance is you want somebody who's very interested in the small details.
Okay.
Yes, you need somebody who's willing to ask a lot of questions and get the right coverage for that person.
Okay, so it's very much individually.
It's very individual, and everybody's situation is unique. So you really want to find people. Yeah, customer service, people that are interested in waiting on the public.
You've been in the business for a while by your level of knowledge on things.
A long time, yes.
So did you come in as a grade 12 graduate?
No, well, I worked in the bank for 13 years and then had my own business for a little while and then came to insurance. So,
okay.
Yes, yeah.
And this one looks like she might not have as
newer,
many
that's right.
years experience. What drew you into the business?
Well, I more found out about it because my boyfriend was doing marketing for the business when it used to be by another name.
Okay.
So I kind of found out and thought that might be a good choice. I've already worked in customer service and they're willing to train you for everything.
Now, training on the job seems to be a fairly common theme today, actually. No, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
MNP, provincially wide.
Countrywide.
Countrywide.
Yeah, we are all the way across Canada.
But started where?
Brandon.
Go a little, I think you can go even smaller community maybe, but that's okay. Brandon's close enough.
No, it started in Brandon.
It started in Brandon?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the very first office.
I'm just thinking where the penny came from, and I think comes Hamiota, Verdon, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So you're accountants yourselves?
We work in human resources.
Oh,
Yeah.
human resources. That's why you're here.
Yes, our accountants are very busy right now. So.
Let's see. It's April 22nd. Yes. Never
very
mind.
busy.
The lights are on early in the morning and late at night.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. So you work out of the Brandon office?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But Verdon is part of our area.
Verdon, yeah. Okay. What kind of qualifications does someone need to come in entry level at MNP?
It depends whether they're looking. Oh, I don't want to be on camera.
Yeah, too late. Then speak up and I'll look at your sign.
Okay, perfect. So it kind of depends whether you're wanting to go the professional route or whether you're wanting to go the technical route. So for an accounting technician, you really we look at a business diploma in accounting, and then some experience is obviously helpful but not necessarily required, as we do have a very extensive training program. If an individual is looking to go the professional route and get their CPA designation so they could become a manager, one day maybe become a business owner or partner, then you'd need to have a 4-year university degree. Certain courses are required to enter the CPA program, and then we kind of do most of the training other than that right in our group.
And you can upgrade as you go along, right? You get to a certain level and I want to take more courses?
You can. Typically,
Typically, we don't necessarily do it that way. Like you kind of make that decision if you're wanting to do the technician route or the accountant route prior to. But it's not unheard of. We have actually had some people do that in the past.
I know. Yeah, and yes, this time of year, it's always busy. I've learned it's not just March, April. It's because of all kinds of other things involved.
Yeah, well, and it depends which group you're working with, right?
Yep.
If you're focusing more on like personal or corporate taxes, or if
Yep.
you're in our audit group, you're busy in summer.
And corporate can their year ends vary a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. You look like a really important group of guys here at Verdon. Air Andrew Limited. So I'm going to ask each of you what your job is and and if you're pilots or not. Anyway, Jonas.
So I'm a flight instructor and I do some aerial application like spraying. So
Okay.
yeah, I do some flying here. So
Okay. And Tyson.
Yes, I'm an instructor and an egg pilot, and also a citation pilot.
A citation pilot.
Jet pilot.
Ooh. Okay. Who do you fly for? Just
Air Andrew.
Air Andrew?
In Verdon,
Okay,
yeah.
in Verdon.
Verdon
Okay.
Airport.
Sounds easy.
Hi, I'm Luke, I'm Director of Maintenance at Air Andrew. Look after our 17 airplanes in the job.
Okay. Major airport. Was it originally a decide? Oh, he's going to come in. What do you do?
I'm the general manager at Air Andrew.
Okay.
Chief flight instructor and the chief pilot for aerial spray ops.
Okay. Seeing as you sound like Chief something.
Certainly.
Is this an old Air Force training, Commonwealth Air Training
Yeah.
plant
It was.
base at one time?
Most of the, we do still have one existing runway that was a Commonwealth training. It's the grass runway, but for the most part, everything that was there is no longer.
Okay. None of the hangars will be there?
No.
No.
That all got taken down probably 15 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. I know the Andrew name, and so how many planes are out of the
We've got 17 aircraft.
17 aircraft? And what is this baby used for? The Cessna?
It's we use it for mainly a charter aircraft.
Charter. Okay.
So people can come and rent it. We'll take them wherever they need to go.
Oil industry, one of your major customers, or?
For the most part, the agriculture industry has been using this aircraft
Okay.
mostly, and for certain medical uses as well.
Okay. I didn't realize how big. I knew it was big, but I didn't realize how big. What kind of training do these guys have to get them into where they are now?
Well, the first thing you start off with is a private pilot's license.
Okay.
So that takes you, in months, it's usually 3 months if you're working at it full time, moving through in your commercial, and most of these guys, like all of us, are instructors.
Mhm.
So you kind of get your commercial license, that takes you 10 to 12 months. Your instructor takes you about a month, and then you start doing that kind of work and teaching people how to fly, and then you can start moving into stuff like this.
So do you come into this with your grade 12, with your...
You can start as early as 14.
Okay. Okay. So it's a real opportunity to decide whether or not you really like this or not.
Yeah.
So did you guys start really young?
I started when I was 15.
15?
I was 18 when I started.
You were old. How about you? You look like you might have been a mature student.
I was 16. So
You were
yeah.
16? No, that's
Little
not very
mature.
not very mature. Not very mature.
At the time, yeah.
Okay, so there and how many employees do you have out there? Because you're going to have
I think we're at 30 employees.
30.
For Air Andrew. 29 or 30.
Tundra Oil and Gas. Yeah. So, what's your position with Tundra Oil and Gas?
My position, I'm in HR. I'm the benefits and wellness specialist, actually.
Okay.
So this is out of my realm, but I am helping the company out, along with Nolan. If you want to introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm, I guess, from the HR department as well. I'm our student HR assistant right now.
Okay, so is this a summer position or just a learning position?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
What's your background that brings you into human resources as a summer assistant?
I've been working in HR for a while now, 1 or 2 years. I'm from Calgary, actually.
Oh, okay.
Calgary office. I really like working with people. I guess I really like that behind the scenes aspect of a lot of operations. And that's brought me to Tundra now and Verdun as well.
Yeah. Well, Verdun is kind of Manitoba's oil capital, but Tundra Oil and Gas is a lot more than Verdun. I mean, you come from Calgary. That's kind of the, I don't know if it's the oil capital of Canada, but
a lot of head offices.
A lot of head offices. And so how many people would be employed by, just let's go locally, Tundra Oil and Gas in Verdun area?
I'm trying to think. We have about 450 now between all locations.
Yeah.
So in Manitoba, 250. I have to look. I honestly don't know. I want to say around 250.
Yeah.
That includes operators. That probably includes Saskatchewan operators as well, and our office staff.
Because is your main office at this end of the operation mostly Verdun then?
Well, our head office is actually Winnipeg.
Winnipeg.
But Verdun is like the production head office, I would guess.
Because I know there's a lot of levels between the people who do seismographic work and the preliminaries, as well as signing leases and like it's
we do have the land department. Surface land is in Verdun, so we do deal with landowners and that sort of thing from our office locally. We have our safety department is here, some HR, we have IT, production engineers, that sort of thing. In the Calgary office is more of our geologists, geophysicists, those areas. And then of course we have some HR IT, and then Winnipeg head office being finance, HR IT, what am I missing? Those are the main,
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you been with the company for an extended period of time?
I'm coming up 10 years.
10 years,
Yeah.
and you've just been a little while.
3 months.
3 months. 3 months. And entry-level jobs, like I've got in my mind what an entry-level job is if you come to work for Tundra Oil and Gas. Let me know what it is.
Yeah. I would say I would focus that question on entry-level field operator position, which is where a lot of our recruitment comes from in this area. So entry-level field operator, minimum educational requirement would be just a high school diploma. Of course, we do look if members do have additional training or education in other areas, like any technical roles, engineering, and that sort of thing. I don't know if you want me to elaborate on the position itself.
No. I know you have to be physically able.
Yes. Yeah, we do. The operators do field runs, so they do check. They have a specific run they're on, so they do need to be able to get to their different areas. Some even require being on an ATV if it is in off the path a little bit. So we do have those requirements. A lot of safety training comes with the role as well, like H2S, workplace hazard, TDG, ATV training, fall hazard protection, a lot really high on the safety training.
Yeah. It's I know people who have worked in the industry, mostly in Alberta, but have worked their way up to all kinds of levels by being starting at the bottom and being available and having the aptitude to learn new skills. So
yeah, for sure.
There's kind of no end to what the opportunities would be.
Yeah, exactly. We have had a lot of operators that start as an operator, maybe move up into operational roles, lead operator roles, and some even move into, more maintenance. So more specialized kind of roles, and some even do transition into the office and bring their expertise from the field into the office.
The background would help in the office work.
Yeah.
Well, I know every time you drive by and you see one of those pump jacks going up and down, somebody has serviced that thing to make sure it's going up and down.
Yeah.
So, no, that's the oil that is drilled out of the ground here in the Verdon area. Where does it go for processing?
We have our old sister company, Tamil, it was called. It's now called Kingston Midstream. So they're a midstream company, and they basically will take the oil and transport it for us.
Okay.
Yeah, we just gather the oil and send it off.
and do you still gather it into batteries?
Yes, we do have some batteries. I don't know, honestly, all of there are different routes, I believe. I'm not too familiar with that side.
It's not an area you have to worry about.
No, yeah, I just hear little blurps of that sort of thing. So.
And then I think I can explain it well, or you can maybe correct me. A battery would be those big tank-looking things out in the middle of a field that often have a not a ditch, but a wall built around them. I think maybe it was a fire guard, I don't know. But they look like big batteries from a...
Yes, yeah, they're quite large, yeah.
Yeah, but, okay, they still store it in those some, and then it's transported from there. So, by truck.
Yes.
By truck. Okay, well, if you would just, like I've got leases, anytime that Tundra Oil wants to put a drill on our leases, it would be really good. Thank you.
Isn't that the dream, though?
Oh, yeah, it's a long time coming. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So what's Castle Construction do? I'm videoing this for the Verdon Empire Advance.
Okay, so we're an underground civil construction company.
Underground, okay.
Yeah, so we do water lines and sewer lines. And
okay.
We do all the water breaks in town and all that.
We love you. We appreciate you. We don't want to see you on our street.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So you do a lot of... Yeah, we definitely need it. So you do most of your work for the town? A lot of that is the town, or what else?
No, we do a lot of outside projects too. So we have a big one going on in Rapid City right now.
Okay. Do you do horizontal drilling then, like to go under
we
things?
do not. No, we usually hire that out.
Okay, because I know I've seen horizontal drilling for installations, and they seem to come from Saskatchewan, the ones I've seen.
There is a company in Verdon that...
There is one that does it, okay.
They're good.
So what kind of crew do you have? How many staff? What do you...
Well, it varies. It varies from... In the winter there could be 10, and in the summer there could be 30.
Okay,
it
so...
varies on the job. So.
Varies on the job. So you just need able-bodied...
Pretty much.
Train on the job.
Yeah.
Train on the job.
Training on the job.
Okay, no. Very necessary thing. Hope you find some young able-bodied people to come and work for you.
Yes.
Thank you. TL Penner Construction out of Cola. Our son Michael used to work for them as a safety officer. So
Verdon now. We're in Verdon now.
We're in Verdon now. Did I say the right thing though?
You said Cola.
But that's is your office in Verdon now?
We're in Verdon now. Yeah, not in
How
Cola.
did you? Oh, never mind. I'm on camera right now. We won't go there. So you're looking for able-bodied workers?
We're always looking for good quality people, yes.
Good quality people. And you'll train this, hire the willingness and train the skill?
Always encourage people to get into the apprenticeship program when we
Yeah,
can.
the apprenticeship program. How many apprentices you got on, have recently? Maybe not
I
right
would
this
say
minute.
I have 3 or 4 current apprentices right now.
Okay.
And we probably have at least 8 to 10 journeyman carpenters right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's significant.
Yeah.
That's significant.
So we need more younger bodies, guys wanting to get into the trade.
Well, it's physically demanding. We have someone working in our newspaper operations that was working for a construction company, and it's physically demanding.
Can be. Yeah, it can be. We've tried by the latest, greatest tools to make it as most efficient for the guys as possible.
Yeah.
Compared to 30-some years ago, it's way different than what I started out in. I can tell you that.
The framing hammers are a little different now.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So how many? I know you do projects all over. I see projects up on the wall there that you've done, but how many crews do you have?
I would say we run anywhere between 6 to 8 crews throughout the year.
6 to 8 crews?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, your last name's Cameron, so you're obviously not, unless you're an in-law, you're not one of the Penners.
That's one of the owners. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You are one of the owners here.
I am, yeah.
Oh, you've done good then.
I stuck around so long they just couldn't get rid of me that they just had to keep me in.
Okay, well, that's part of it. There they are. So here we are with Wallace Woodworth, Elkhorn, Kenton, area that surrounds Verdon, and this nice young lady who has a most interesting, fascinating job. Tell us about your job. Who would have ever thought?
So I work at the Rural Municipality Wallace Woodworth as the GIS technician.
GIS, you're going to tell me again what it is?
It's the Geographical Information Systems. So it's related to collecting and maintaining our asset data, and then making maps and other sort of solutions to help council and everyone kind of know what's going on and make decisions.
Okay, and you use this drone?
Yes, this drone as well as some other GPS equipment that we have out in the field, and we're able to get all sorts of information, aerial imagery, very accurate GPS data for things like your water infrastructure, so curb stops, etc. And yeah.
So it's not just out in a field; it's right in an urban residential setting.
Yes, rural, residential, all sorts of things, and we're able to use that data to make lots of decisions or just help other things like we make maps and stuff, and we're able to identify who needs to be notified for water main repairs out rurally and closer to town and stuff like that.
So equipment like this, we're in spring, potentially water issues so far because of the snowfall and how it's melted slowly. Do you monitor any of that along the Assiniboine, or is that another department that?
No, we don't really monitor it along the Assiniboine. However, we do utilize it sometimes for surface water. So in the spring, when we're having lots of water flow just through our culverts and stuff, we're able to look at what's going on, and sometimes if we have a washout, we're able to identify what culvert it was because we already had them GPSed without even going out there. We're able to know the length of it, the size of it, and we're able to plan for its replacement before necessarily being able to wait till the water goes. We're able to plan things better.
So tremendous time factor issue. Now, you did tell me earlier, and now that we're on recording, what was your training again to do this?
So I took land and water management at ACC in Brandon. There was a couple of GIS courses that I took there, and as part of that course, we had to take a summer student placement or a co-op, and I was able to get one at the Art of Wallace Woodworth. and I was able to come back a couple more years, and then they eventually made me permanent.
Okay, which RM did you say you worked for to start with?
The RM of Wallace Woodworth.
It was Wallace and Woodworth. Okay, it was here locally, and that summer placement turned into full time.
Yes.
So makes for a very interesting. And I'm just going to take a quick peek at the jobs that are available in the RM right now. So, assistant chief administrative officer. That's one that's in high demand everywhere. Municipal accountant, utility operator, that would be graders and maintenance. Asset management, some GIS, technical assistant, landfill attendant, Hargrave and Cola, and summer employment positions. So you've got a lot of job opportunities here at the RM. So no, that's excellent. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate that.
Thanks.
Corey Nixon, how long have you been involved with the fire and rescue in Verdon and Wallace?
So I joined the fire service in the year 2000.
Okay, that's...
And yeah, I moved away for 2 years, but I came back, so like 23-ish years.
Yeah.
It's called.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. And you were just promoted to fire chief relatively recently?
Yes, they voted me in as chief a couple months ago, I guess.
Okay, just a little while. How many volunteer firefighters do you have on your department?
So in the Verdon station, we have approximately 20 firefighters right now. We usually like to run 30, but 20 to 24 is a good number.
And they have to take training, correct?
Yes. Yeah, we provide on-the-job training for everybody.
Yeah. There's courses they take and...
Yeah, we train every Thursday night in-house on how we operate. And then we also train to course curriculums. And so we also partner with Manitoba Emergency Services College to offer certified courses, quite often with our mutual aid partners. So departments surrounding us as well, to become certified firefighters.
Okay. You said in Verdon, is there extended out Elkhorn, the other directions you have?
Yeah, so Wallace District Fire Department, we're made of 2 stations, Station 1 in Verdon, Station 2 in Elkhorn.
Okay.
And so they just recently made a chief position in Verdon and Elkhorn. So Elkhorn, Aaron Lewis is the chief over there now.
Okay.
And then we are part of a mutual aid district, Oak Lake Mutual Aid. And so there's 9 stations in total in that district.
Okay. I'm somewhat familiar with mutual aid. Do you work with the fire college in Brandon then? Is that the emergency training? Is that in Brandon?
Yes. So Office of the Fire Commissioner is our regulatory body. And then the Emergency Services College out of Brandon is where we partner with to be able to provide training.
Okay. I'm familiar with one of the staff there, Craig Unger, who's just started working out of the Brandon office. So, and he was part of the fire department in his hometown. So, you answer fire calls when 911 calls. Do you know what you're going to when you answer that call?
Some days. So dispatch will send us a page, and they generally describe what it is. So they'll give us a location and a type of fire. So it'll be a structure fire, or it'll be a grass fire, or a motor vehicle collision. And that's all we get on the page for information.
No pressure. Okay.
Now we're in gear.
Yeah.
So there's actually a hood we put on
Yep.
and gloves and a helmet. And then if we go in a structure fire, we wear a breathing apparatus.
Breathing apparatus. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's hot in there.
Yeah. Pretty well.
And heavy. You have to be very physically fit.
Yeah, the first few minutes isn't bad. After that, you do.
I don't know if it's as bulletproof as what you're wearing, but
Mine?
yeah.
Oh no, we stand like this.
Shoot him!
Well, you have to work very closely together in a lot of cases. You really do. Oh, excellent. No, that's so you have to have turnout gear like this for every firefighter.
Yeah. Every firefighter has turnout gear. Everyone going into a fire wears this pack. Pack comes with mask goes on your face.
Yeah.
Might as well, right?
No, why not? Oh, excellent.
You want to turn me on? Now we're breathing air out of the tank.
Breathing air out of the tank. Wow. So all the toxic fumes from all the kinds of things the buildings are made of now are not going into your lungs.
Yeah. So it's positive pressure.
Yeah.
So what that is if I do develop a leak here,
yeah,
it just blows air out.
Yeah.
So when we're in here, we don't have to suck air out; it forces air in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you ever see us shaking on the fire ground, it's because if we stand still too long, our alarms go off.
No ants in your pants.
No.
No. Wow. Now your gear has to be certified. Like there's a certain number of years, and then that whole apparatus has to be replaced.
Yes.
You're only good for fires for X number of years.
Yeah. So shut that off. The gear itself, the pants and the jacket and the boots have a 10-year life.
10-year. Okay.
The pack, it's good as long as it doesn't break for the life of it.
Okay.
But the tank on the pack has a 15-year life, and it has to be recertified every 5 years.
Okay. Where do you get your tanks refilled?
We actually have a compressor in our station.
You have your own compressor.
Ours is provided by Office of the Fire Commissioner for our mutual aid district.
Okay.
It's just housed in our
Yeah,
station.
I know it. At Neepawa, they have it, and one at Neepawa. It's really squeaking at you there.
It will. Keep making noise.
Make a noise. And I know that whole set of gear comes at a fairly hefty price tag. So when you have to
Yeah, it's quite pricey.
Yeah.
I think about $3,500 for the jacket and the boots, or the jacket, the pants, and the boots are another $600 probably.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's thousands of dollars worth of gear.
Yeah. Well, I think there's, and you don't ride on the back of a fire truck. You ride inside them now.
In them, seatbelts on.
Seatbelts on.
Yeah.
So
you might see us at the random grass fire. If we're fighting a fire, we'll stand on top of the truck or the tailboard, but we're actually wearing a harness and harness to the vehicle.
Okay.
And then we can't cross at 10 kilometers an hour. So just while we're actively working.
Yeah. Have the grass fires been an issue this year?
They were for a bit, but today's snow and rain took care of that.
Yeah.
We've been to, I think, just 2 of them this year so far.
Okay, that's.
But it's still April, so.
It's still April.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get things. What's this guy's job?
This is Evan. He is a newer firefighter with us, so
Okay.
he is a firefighter.
Okay.
His job is all the jobs.
His job is all the job.
Yeah.
You have a safety officer, correct? Someone who knows how many people are there.
Yeah. So every scene we go to, if I'm there, I'll be the commander, and then we'll have a safety officer. The safety officer will do accountability, which is we keep track of every person on site, where they are, what they're doing. And then after the safety officer, you'll have a captain and a lieutenant and firefighters. And so the captain will be tasked with putting out a car fire, and the lieutenant will be the lieutenant's job is to take a firefighter and do that, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a cadet program where you have younger people involved with the fire department?
Yes. So in our station and Alcorn, with the Wallace District, we have a cadet program. I actually have an application here.
Okay.
We can take up to 4 junior cadets at our station at a time. And so they have to be at least 16 years of age and enrolled in school.
Okay. Because I know of a young man who went to another community, the other end of the country, and had the opportunity to be a cadet out in the Maritimes, and it was a tremendous experience for him. So I didn't know. So you've had cadets, and
we've had a few cadets, and we've actually had a fair few of them have carried on to secondary education and into the fire or emergency services of some sort.
Oh, I know. And then there's the ones who become professionals that work out of Brandon and other areas.
Yeah.
So
we have our share of those, and it's I highly recommend it to everybody. It's a great opportunity to start at a young age and get involved in a service like this.
This is one of the hats you wear in Verdun, and we appreciate that. We appreciate the people who are new on the fire department.
Yeah.
So it's a good opportunity to listen to them talk about it all over again.
Exactly.
So, no, thank you very much. Appreciate that, Corey.
And just one more shout out to all the members. We need them.
Yeah, everyone, and you're not at your full complement right now, but you're in a healthy position
Yeah, we're
with
in a
your
really good,
department.
healthy position, and we would encourage more people to join if they choose.
Okay, thank you.